there, it's Katie Nolan, host of Casuals, the sports podcast where we don't care how much you know about sports, we're just happy that you're here. Every week, I hang out with some of my good friends to discuss the biggest stories across sports and entertainment, but in a way that's like fun and not boring. Want to know Sue Bird's favorite Diana Taurasi story? Or how heavy the Larry O'Brien trophy is? Or even what baseball team is right for you based on your moon sign? We got you. Listen to Casuals every Tuesday and Thursday on the SiriusXM app or wherever you get your podcasts. Bye!
The McDonald's Snack Wrap is back. You brought it back. Ranch Snack Wrap. Spicy Snack Wrap. You broke the internet for a snack. Snack Wrap is back. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Planning a trip this year? Travel smarter and connect deeper by learning the local language with Rosetta Stone. With over 30 years of experience, Rosetta Stone's immersive, intuitive method helps you live the language, not just memorize it. Choose from over 25 languages, including Spanish, French, Japanese, and more. Their true accent speech recognition technology gives real-time feedback to help perfect your pronunciation. No translations, just natural learning that builds from words to phrases to full conversations. Whether you have 5 minutes or an hour, you can learn anytime on desktop or mobile. Get a lifetime membership and unlock all 25 languages. Learn as much as you want, whenever you want. Rosetta Stone. Learn confidently. Connect authentically. Don't wait. Unlock your language learning potential now. Listeners can grab Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. That's unlimited access to 25 language courses for life. Visit rosettastone.com/pod50 to get started and claim your 50% off today. Don't miss out. Go to rosettastone.com/pod50 and start learning today.
You can support this podcast at patreon.com/partnersincrimemedia.
I'm Rebecca Lavoie, and this is Crime Writers On. Crime Writers On is the original true crime review podcast that digs into true crime, pop culture, other podcasts. And on this episode, the investigation into a missing child turns into a blame game when it's revealed the kidnapper is the nanny of another mother. We'll review All Her Fault on Peacock. Joining me to get that done and more is true crime author, TV journalist, and host of These Are Their Stories podcast, my husband and the love of my life, Kevin Flynn. Hello, Kevin.
Hello, Rebecca.
Also with us, private investigator, certified pet detective, resident cat lady, and author of the Piper Green series of cozy mysteries, Laura Bricker. Hi, Laura.
Hey, Rebecca.
And finally, it's our resident Doubting Thomas, author of the City Trilogy, host of Rip Current, More Like Ancient Failings, and the podcast soon to be a major motion picture, Strange Arrivals. Toby Ball, welcome to the podcast.
Buenas, Rebecca.
So, Kevin, this is Thursday's show.
It is.
What's coming up on Monday's program?
On Monday, we're going to talk about a new podcast called The Peacemaker.
All right. I'm looking forward to hearing that one. Kevin, you feeling okay? You had a hard night last night.
Oh, man. I think it was your beef stew.
It wasn't.
Oh, no.
I think it was your beef stew.
You know how I know it wasn't?
Because you had it too?
No, I had it too, and I felt fine. And also because you were still sick today. When it's food poisoning, that it's hard, but it's over pretty quickly.
Well, I just haven't
There was a thing going around. I just got an alert in one of my news alerts that there's a horrible norovirus, puking virus going around New Hampshire.
Oh, well, it's not. I had some puking, but it was more, I don't know, stomach stuff and dehydrated and everything, and I just had like a little sip of Rebecca's orange juice, and I forgot I just brushed my teeth, and so it's like everything's gone wrong.
Everything.
I stubbed my pinky toe. It's just
Oh, Kevin.
it's one thing after another. But you know what? It's all Rebecca's fault.
Always. One thing about orange juice. So I had breakfast with my boss this morning, and I freaking love orange juice. Like, you know, half my caloric intake is those Nerds gummy clusters and orange juice or apple juice. Like, I love it. And so we went to the Friendly Toast in Concord. There's a new one. And they were like, do you want a small orange juice or a large orange juice? And usually small is like, it's like either this, like the 3-inch one, or like the 6-inch one in like a skinny glass, right? So I was like, I'll take the large. They brought it out in like a 20-ounce cup.
Oh.
It was like a carton of orange juice in a giant cup. That's how it should be. In my opinion.
You know who's got good orange juice?
Who?
Valencia, Spain.
I was going to ask.
No, yeah.
I bet.
You can go into grocery stores. Did I already tell you about this?
No.
And,
No.
You can go into grocery stores, and in the fruit section, first of all, you're not supposed to handle the fruit. You can grab a piece and you take it, but you can't pick things up and take a look at them. That's frowned upon. But in some large grocery stores, they have a machine, and you take oranges and you just put them in the machine, and it squeezes out, and you have like a little like container thing, and it squeezes the orange, and all the juice comes out, and you have this fresh squeezed orange juice. And you go and you
it's
pay
like those
for
coffee
it.
bean grinders in the supermarket.
Yeah.
But it's for
you just go and pay for it, and you go home. You got fresh squeezed orange juice.
You can make a great mimosa.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. You just walk around town. There's just orange trees, and I've never actually seen anybody pluck an orange out of an urban orange tree and just like eat it. But they're around.
I love this. You're not going to get scurvy while you're in Spain.
No.
All right. Okay.
What's the Spanish word for orange?
Naranja.
Oh, look at you, Toby.
All right. Captain Duolingo.
I thought he
love
was
it.
going to say elegante is what he's going to say.
Well, you could say tu gatos what is it? Orange.
Oh, yes.
Naranja.
Your cat is orange.
But it's the same word for the fruit, the same word for the color in Spanish?
I don't know.
Oh.
No, see, guys.
I'd say
Chapter 2.
Amarillo y Roja is what I say.
All right. Kevin, should we talk about the show that everyone's talking about, that we're about to talk about?
Let's talk about it.
All right. Leading off.
Could your son still be at school? No, it's past 5. School is closed. So there's no way he could still be there? No, they would have called me. If no one picked him up, they would have... So someone has picked him up. Who picked up my son from school?
Financier Marissa Irvine discovers her son's playdate was just an elaborate kidnapping. With the search underway, Marissa faces judgment from family and the press for Milo's disappearance. Meanwhile, Jenny Kaminski struggles with her guilt for hiring the nanny who abducted the child.
I did this. No. No, Jenny, it's not your fault. That's the thing, it's not. She knew him from before. What? Yeah, she knew Milo from before you even hired her. It's not your fault.
While police search for the nanny, tensions within the Irvine family grow as secrets and resentments come to the surface. And loved ones turn on each other as they wonder what role they played in setting the crime in motion.
I'm gonna need the name of everyone who was at the ranch. Any friend that visited that weekend could have a connection to Carrie Finch.
You don't understand. There was no one else that visited the ranch. It was just the 5 of us. It was just the people in this room.
Golden Globe nominee Sarah Snook and Dakota Fanning star in All Her Fault on Peacock. The domestic thriller pivots between the missing persons case and commentary on the societal pressures placed on women. In a race against time, the show exposes how fear, blame, and buried truths can shatter even the closest bonds. Spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about plot points from All Her Fault. So if you want to remain spoiler-free, go to the estimated time code in our show notes for our thumbs up or thumbs down reviews. So Toby, this is a real man-hater of a TV show, is it not?
It kind of is, although I kept waiting for somebody to blame a woman for this disappearance, and it lasted about 15 seconds, and then he apologized. So I wasn't sure why it was called that.
Well, the press blamed her.
I think he's being facetious.
No, I'm being kind of, I kept waiting. I mean, the press did, but there was no, anyway, whatever. Yeah, it's a tough go for the white dudes. Unless you've got a disability, you're pretty much getting raked through the coals. Although the white dudes they have in this,
they're kind of hateable.
They're kind of hateable, but they're so freaking over the top. They're not identifiable as actual people.
No,
they're sort of an exaggeration of one trait for each one of them. They're not complex people. There's one guy who's a whiny fucking baby who doesn't give a shit about his wife's successes. And the other one is just a guy who's manipulative and wants to save everybody. But those are their only character traits. It's not even 2-dimensional. It's 1-dimensional characters.
Right.
Except for the sidekick cop, who apparently is pretty good at Googling shit on his phone. Seems to be the top investigative skill he's got.
Well, Toby, I would say on behalf of the ladies, because they need protection.
We
and
do.
Mansplaining.
We're tricky.
I will say, perhaps you're right that very few times do the women get explicitly blamed. However, we can see in the series that they are made to blame themselves for crimes big and small. And their choice is to be the working mom and for picking the baby and for letting a nanny do the work of you and all this other stuff. And all the female characters for something, the sister, and even at the end, with the wake, there's still women being blamed either explicitly or implicitly. I mean, the show really does wear its gender politics on its sleeve. And the thing is that the men always get a pass, right? I think it's a better commentary on society than it is a mystery or a crime drama. The dads don't even know what the kid's hair color is or whatever. Or what did he go to school wearing? Look at the mom. I don't know. She knows. And their thing is always I need help. And they're like, I'll do whatever you want. Just tell me.
Yeah. Which is also work, by the way.
Yeah, which is, no, me telling you is me doing the work, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, there was a lot of that stuff there, and I certainly picked up on it, and I'm sure that part resonated with a lot of women.
It was definitely overdone, but I'm not going to lie, I liked it. I loved it when the Detective Alcaraz, Michael Peña's character, asked Dakota Fanning's husband, so what did you think when you called the references for the nanny? And he's like, oh, I didn't. It's just it's all good because he's sitting there judging her, right? And she's the one with the career. He's a teacher, so he has a career, but clearly after school, he's lying about what he's doing. Anyway.
Quizzics? What
Quizzics,
was the
man.
club?
Quizzics. Kids are relying on them.
Yeah. So, Laura, let's talk a little bit about the casting because Peter Irvine, we last saw him as the pineapple sweet whiner in the first season of White Lotus. What do you think of these characters, the casting, and sort of how they are fleshed out?
Yeah, so that character, it's no matter what he plays, I feel like he just comes across as douchey, so I'm inclined to just root against him. And I think that set it up, especially for that particular character, who gets much more complex as it goes on, to kind of have a little bit of an evil undertone to him, because I already came in feeling like that way as I was like, oh, it's that guy again.
It's like that Schwarzenegger kid in White Lotus season 3. He's always going to be dicks forever.
Yeah, I'm like, there's just no way that guy can play any sort of sympathetic character. So even in the beginning, when you think he's sympathetic, you're like, he's an ass. No, there's something going on. And as it goes on, I think he becomes a lot more twisted and I'm going to say pathological. At one point, I was kind of like, is he like the Munchausen guy here? Sort of. In terms of keeping the brother sick so that the brother, who is eligible for surgery is still reliant upon him because he's like, no, I'm protecting you.
I'm not making this up. Who else am I supposed to accuse of taking the meds? The people in this room who don't have a history of drug abuse or the one person who's been to rehab 3 times? 4 pills. So, congratulations, Lee. You're right. I was wrong today. I'll be right tomorrow.
I just feel like it went over the top. It went into a caricature of what this type of husband character was going to be. And we're like, okay, he's a little bit of a dick. He's a little bit of the dick. Oh, no, he's just shooting people and shooting more people and sticking his kid in the trunk. So I think in terms of setting up the characters and the way that it's playing out in this sort of thriller suspense type of genre, that was a good casting to put him in that role.
Yeah. I will say I've been watching people talk about this online for a few weeks, since whenever it came out. People love talking about this show and the twistiness and turniness. I'm not sure that it would have inspired so much viral fun conversation. It's like one of those shows where people are tweeting about it in real time and stuff as they watch it. If it weren't so cheesy. I think the cheesiness is part of it. I mean, their houses are way too beautiful. They are way too successful. It's like money is just there. The only person who has issues with the money, of course, is the black character, which is notable in my opinion. But by the way, fun fact, this show was filmed mostly in Australia. And those houses are real Australian houses, including the house that Dakota Fanning's character lives in, which is a kind of a baller house. Anyway, so Toby, what do you think of that? Because there is a camp factor here, including, by the way, the music. The soundtrack music sounds like what are those movies? Lifetime movie, where it's just constant strings and whatever. And I'm like, Sarah Snook, one of the greatest actors of her generation, is delivering this incredible scene. And there's wailing violins underneath it. So that is that camp factor. Do you think the camp factor works, Toby?
It did for me for a while. I really liked maybe the first 3 episodes of this because I thought it was kind of campy, good fun. And it's look, this guy's a heel. These women are fairly likable and you can kind of get behind the idea that she's like busting her ass and her husband is just like not being supportive in the slightest. And, it's just so wrapped up in himself that when she has a huge professional accomplishment, he's like, I'm going to go take a nap. So it worked for me for a while. There were so many things that I thought were like really subpar. Like I thought some of the writing in this was just absolutely like, I was like, these actors should all win Emmys because some of the dialogue they are being forced to act through is so fucking bad that it seems like maybe it was like intern day, like bring your kid to work day and, you can write this episode. Yeah, after a while, I was just like, this is actually like there's campy and then there's just like kind of dumb. And I think it kind of went from campy at the beginning to kind of dumb. And there's just one of those things where it's just like after a while, like people fly off the handle, like they get these weird suspicions about things. So they fly off the handle, they confront somebody about it. And the person's got some like kind of bizarre, but still explainable reason for why something happened. And after like the first 5 of those, it's like, do you fucking learn? Like, just pay attention. Like every time you freak out about this stuff, you turn out to be wrong. So why do you continue to do it? It was just like every time something would happen, like I felt like I knew that it was like a false, it was a red herring type situation.
It's too early to know.
So it's just like, why are we doing this?
It's like they entered it in AI. Spit out suburban mom, domestic suspense.
It's definitely a Harlan Coben style story. There's actually a Harlan Coben book and miniseries that has the same setup.
But this is based on a bestseller.
Yeah, and it definitely it's a different book though, but it's definitely a Harlan. I know that it's based on a bestseller. This one, but it's based. But there's a Harlan Coben series actually that's on Netflix, where a woman makes a play date with her kid and then she goes and the kid and the family are gone. And she sort of gets gaslit into thinking that it's her fault and it goes in a completely different direction. So when we first started watching
this is all her fault, Rebecca.
It's all her fault.
This time it's all her fault.
It's all her fault. I will say, I love Sarah Snook so much. I love her. She to me is like up there with all my favorite great actresses. I loved her in Succession. She does such a great combination of steeliness and vulnerability. She's a great crier. She's great at being miserable without making the misery boring. I just love her.
Peter, if people don't like us, if they think we're rich assholes, they won't look as hard for Milo.
I don't think it works that way.
It does work that way, Peter. I learned about it last night. I spoke to an expert, and he studies missing persons cases, and he's compiled all this data. A positive public image of the family has a direct influence on whether or not the public will search as hard for the missing person.
Okay.
Kevin, what do you think? We didn't get to ask you what do you think of the performances in this?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're fine. Sarah Snook received a Golden Globe nomination. I like her. I like Dakota Fanning. These are very likable performers, and I don't know if they're given a whole lot to work with. I mean, they've been given scenes, set pieces. I don't know if they've got like really great characters to work with. I'm like Toby where I liked it in the beginning. I didn't find it very campy. But the performance I did like was from Michael Pena as Detective Alvarez.
Lately, I worry that maybe I'm sort of happy that he doesn't understand so much, because if he did, if he knew me better, then maybe he wouldn't hug me the way he does,
Did he need to be so saintly and the exact opposite father of all the other men? Maybe not, but made for a strong character. Again, somebody that you wanted to root for and someone who ended up having moral authority to kind of look down
sort of
at the dads. And then when he does something, sketchy, it's kind of like you believe that he did it for the right reason, right? So his concerns are not about getting enough me time. It's all about, long-term quality of his son's life, and he's so dedicated. I don't know if you could have a severely disabled child and to be able to have that kind of career. I'm sure there are people that do it. Hats off to them because that seems like a very difficult path to go down.
What annoyed me about that whole little subplot was that it just felt to me like they were trying to make the character more complicated by showing that he will transgress morally in a certain situation. And I was just like, you don't get to just like throw some random thing in there. So he has to make a choice that people can bitch about, but doesn't really have anything else to do with the story, so that he's not just like a complete saint. He's a saint who's willing to compromise his morals in particular situations. I felt like that was, Rebecca was mentioning Harlan Coben. Like, I'm not a huge Harlan Coben fan, but I feel like he plays it pretty straight usually. Like, I watch those things and it's good, campy, fun. And you don't end up being like, oh, well, he just did that one thing to make this one point about this character. And you spend all this time kind of in this subplot just so that it's like, well, Michael Pena isn't perfect. He does this thing just because he loves his son so much. That's the kind of shit that I found kind of frustrating about this whole thing.
He also commits another sin, which is not eating the lemon Skittles. That's a sin.
To piggyback on what you're saying, Toby, I feel like a lot of this was like kind of like we're getting beat over the head with some of these themes that they wanted us to take away with it in a way that was not subtle at all. Like, okay, this is what it's like being a working mom and how you're stereotyped against, and they're going to beat us. And now you're going to have to hide in the bathroom and secretly drink wine with another mom. It's like the themes and the takeaways that I feel like we were supposed to have from this sort of like societal challenges and issues for working moms and for dads. And it was just like so over the top that it didn't feel believable. And they want us to empathize with these mothers, but I didn't know much else about the mothers aside from what I'm seeing through the search. So I didn't really feel connected to those characters, but I'm like, oh, these are the takeaway points we're supposed to be having right now. But I felt like the detective character at least felt a little more relatable. He kind of reminded me of like the detective character in Task, who also, had the foster kids, and that was his complicated backstory. But just the way that it was set up, I just felt frustrated because I felt like it felt so inauthentic to me that I didn't feel like I could relate to these characters in the way that I was supposed to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think there's, the outrageousness of like not splitting up things equally when the nanny has the day off is also kind of a funny way of setting things up. It's like you're already starting from this place of privilege, and it's like, oh, this one day when the nanny is like going off to do something else, the dad can't fill in. I mean, it's just, I don't know.
He sucked. That's why.
No, the guy sucked 100%, but they're sucking, and they have a nanny most of the time, so it's not even an issue until she kidnaps another person's kid, and that's when it all really falls apart.
Yeah, you know what doesn't suck is our Patreon.
True.
If you join us at patreon.com/partnersincrimemedia.
Business section.
You can get all sorts of great exclusive content, including the Crime Writers on After Show, Toby Ball's Deep Dive Book Club podcast, Married with Podcast, the Advice Show, and Something's Off, the weekly podcast covering all sorts of weird things in the true crime space. Right now, Rebecca and Mel are looking at the Brian Walsh case.
Yes, and that's the audio version that you can get exclusively on Patreon.
Yeah, you can also get Laura Bricker's exclusive podcast, Leave It to Bricker. And if you join us at the Deep Diver level, you can become an official sponsor of Toby Ball's Deep Dive Book Club podcast. The latest book that Toby and his guests have talked about is By the Fire We Carry. Toby, are you getting ready for 2026?
I am not, Kevin. I'm trying to avoid it as much as possible. No, I am. I'm getting I'm actually next week. I'll probably be putting out a list of books, sending it out to the usual suspects, and see if we can get people lined up. And hopefully before Christmas, I'll have the new list.
Yeah, and if you want to see that list of books, start buying them. Well, the place to go is our Amazon storefront. We're going to have those there. We have a list of all of Toby's 2025 books. We'll get all the new ones there. So you just go to amazon.com/shop/Crime Writers On. Do it as you're doing your last minute shopping. You can see all of our Amazon recommendations. Rebecca, what are this week's Amazon recommendations from Crime Writers On?
I'm sorry to do this to you, but I'm bringing out a repeat from last year. You got to get those fleece line tights, people. They're awesome. They're awesome. It looks like you're wearing regular tights. It looks like you can see your leg through it, but that's not your leg. That's actually extremely cozy and very warm fleece. You can get them in a more opaque look that looks like more black, or you can get them in a more nude look, all the way to nude, although the color nude is a little bit Barbie colored. But anyway, I will say the fleece line tights, the black ones are fantastic. I wore them yesterday. I wear them all the time this time of year, and they are an essential part of my wardrobe. And you can get really, really good ones really inexpensively on Amazon. I believe I already put it on our list.
And Toby, what are your listener-inspired Toby Ball's deep cut recommendations?
Well, first of all, I'll echo Rebecca's thing. I got those for both of the ladies in my life, and they both enjoyed them very much. So there's a
Did your girlfriend love it as much as your wife did?
She did. So you know what I love, Kevin? I love a Wonder Bundle.
Wonder Bundle.
Yeah,
All right.
Me too.
So I'm leading off the Crayola Disney Color Wonder Bundle, a 3-pack. Stocking stuffers for kids, toddler, mess-free activity pads, and markers, Disney coloring toys, holiday, and something. It's probably Christmas. This is a Today I Learned. A Nasina broom and dustpan set, 52-inch long adjustable handle broom dustpan combo with dustpan teeth to automatically clean hair. Suitable for home kitchen.
Wow.
You can clean your hair with a dustpan.
That's
Is that like for picking up hair, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
It says
real dumb.
to automatically clean hair.
Oh, okay.
Do you think you take a dustpan and rub it on your head? You think that makes more sense than maybe it's the dog hair and the hair on the floor of the bathroom that gets
How
stuck
does that help
in
you
the
clean
broom?
that hair?
Because it gets stuck in the broom.
I throw
when
it
you're
away.
Sweeping it up.
I throw that hair away. I don't clean it.
Oh, but do you really do it, Toby? Do you really
That's
do
right.
it?
Or does the nanny?
Or does the ladies in your life do it?
I do my share of sweeping.
Oh, good.
It's one of my better
Not me.
chores.
Oh, man. So you can find all that stuff at Amazon.com/shop/Crime Writers on. We earn commissions on qualified purchases.
Kevin Flynn?
Yes.
Do we have any Patreon patron saints of the week this week?
Our Patreon patron saints are Jennifer Harris and Susan Paris. Bless you.
Jennifer and Susan, I can't thank you enough for supporting us on Patreon. You inspired Kevin to bring out his sexy, deep Patreon patron saint voice.
I finally figured out how to work it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot. It's like your phone sex voice. Anyway,
Harrison Paris.
Your phone sex voice. Harrison Paris.
Yep.
Jennifer and Susan, we couldn't do what we do without folks like you supporting us on Patreon. We make the content available for free. And in order for us to keep doing it, we have to monetize it somehow. And fans like you make it possible. And that's why we try to overserve you on Patreon. But way too much stuff up there. It's amazing. So Kevin
more
Flynn,
than like 20 things every month.
I know.
Yeah.
Kevin, does thus end our business section?
Thus ends the business section.
Let's fade that music out. So, Kevin, who's the next sponsor for this fine podcast?
Oh, we're sponsored again by Aura.
Oh.
Well, it's a couple of days from the holiday, the big holiday. And so you know what that means. You know what I'm going to do?
What?
Run to that big kiosk at the supermarket and pull out all those gift cards for all the different random places.
Yeah.
Going like, who likes lobster in the family? But actually, the best thing that you can do is skip that last-minute panic by giving a frame from Aura Frames.
Oh.
You can enjoy unlimited free photo and video uploads. Simply download the Aura app and connect your digital frame to Wi-Fi. We have one in the kitchen, and I know you love it, Rebecca.
Yeah, I love it so much that I'm going to give one to my mom and her partner, Steve, for Christmas. Steve is a professional photographer, and I think it would be really cool for them to have, don't you think?
Yeah. And you know what you can do is that you can personalize that gift with a custom message that appears the first time it's turned on.
Cool. It can say something like, Steve, how do you put up with my mom?
Yeah. Yeah, do that, and then the next photo could be the crime scene photo. What's there? But no, take all of your beautiful photos and put them on an Aura frame. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver mat frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code CRIMEWRITERS at checkout.
That's AURAFrames.com, promo code CRIMEWRITERS.
Crime Writers.
This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey everybody, Ted Danson here to tell you about my podcast with my longtime friend and sometimes co-host Woody Harrelson. It's called Where Everybody Knows Your Name, and we're back for another season. I'm so excited to be joined this season by friends like John Mulaney, David Spade, Sarah Silverman, Ed Helms, and many more. You don't want to miss it. Listen to Where Everybody Knows Your Name with me, Ted Danson, and Woody Harrelson sometimes, wherever you get your podcasts.
The McDonald's snack wrap is back. You brought it back. Ranch snack wrap. Spicy snack wrap. You broke the internet for a snack. Snack wrap is back. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Planning a trip this year? Travel smarter and connect deeper by learning the local language with Rosetta Stone. With over 30 years of experience, Rosetta Stone's immersive, intuitive method helps you live the language, not just memorize it. Choose from over 25 languages, including Spanish, French, Japanese, and more. Their true accent speech recognition technology gives real-time feedback to help perfect your pronunciation. No translations, just natural learning that builds from words to phrases to full conversations. Whether you have 5 minutes or an hour, you can learn anytime on desktop or mobile. Get a lifetime membership and unlock all 25 languages. Learn as much as you want, whenever you want. Rosetta Stone. Learn confidently. Connect authentically. Don't wait. Unlock your language learning potential now. Listeners can grab Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. That's unlimited access to 25 language courses for life. Visit rosettastone.com/pod50 to get started and claim your 50% off today. Don't miss out. Go to rosettastone.com/pod50 and start learning today.
So, Laura, interesting note that you have, and I actually share it. I share the second part of it. Sophia Lillis, who is like, she could play Maya Hawke's twin or sister in a show, like they could be sisters. Maya Hawke, of course.
This is Carrie, the nanny.
Yes, this is Carrie, the nanny. She plays this character, Carrie, and you said you felt a lot of sympathy for her.
I did. And I think that was when I was talking before about the character development here and how I didn't really feel for these two affluent suburban working mothers. I felt like this character of Carrie, the setup where she's pregnant and she's out living in like the camper trailer with her boyfriend, and she's really looking forward to having this baby, and she's going to decorate and get the stuff for the baby. And she gets this sad little car that is just kind of pathetic in a way that you just feel for her.
You will I stand in front of that clock because we can look in on the baby. The tick-tock of the clock helps him go to sleep. And you'll take my hand, and I will each know what the other is thinking. This is perfect.
This is somebody, and I think as somebody like, I work in the criminal justice system, so I'm like, okay, I can relate to this. This feels believable to me. And then you see how she's treated by her own mother after this happens, and her mother basically like sells her in as like an indentured servant to work off this debt for buying things on a credit card that she didn't understand to make life nice for the baby. And when you see how her mother is, you're like, of course she's trying to rebrand and make a nice life for her child, because if this was what her mother was like, she didn't have a happy childhood.
Right.
And then you see her trying to relate to her father, who, even though he's a bookie and he's out beating people up for money, is providing a much more steady presence in her life than her mother. And then you find out that she's neurodivergent. And you see that Milo, the kid, is also neurodivergent. This is very rare. And you sort of see this all playing out. And so I came away feeling like shame on what happened here, because this situation felt very relatable in a way where, yeah, this was a character that I wanted to root for, because I feel like she was cast aside by society in a different way. And that bigger message that they're trying to make about, oh, these poor rich moms, it's all their fault. I'm like, that didn't have the desired effect. This character did have the desired effect of, this isn't how we should be treating people.
So, Toby, we're pretty lucky that Carrie's father is a bookie, because that's what kicks off this entire plot, is it not?
Yeah, so this is like, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding of the way the whole plot starts is that Carrie goes with her father to go and visit Sarah Snook's husband's sister's boyfriend, who owes money, but they all happen to be together at a ranch over Easter weekend. And so he's going in to kind of confront him about the money. Meanwhile, apparently Milo, the little kid, is out playing by himself in a yard. And for some reason, Carrie decides she's going to get out of the car, and she walks and finds Milo. And Milo just happens to be playing with his pet frog, who he calls Mr. Chips. And for some reason, she says, "What's your frog's name?" And he says, "Mr. Chips." And instead of just being like, "Oh, well, kids make funny names for their animals," she says, "Well, why do you call him Mr. Chips?" and he says, "Well, that's the taste that comes to my mouth when I say frog or whatever." Yeah. And then she's like, "Oh, you must be my actual son who I lost today." So this is how the whole thing fucking starts.
It's so ridiculous.
And then she's like, "Well, maybe I should just kidnap this kid because I think he's my son. Because when I got into a car accident, I was unconscious. And when I woke up, my child was dead. But how do I know it's my child? It could have been the other person's child. He might have just switched them." It's like, okay, whatever.
Follow-up question for you, Toby. That scene where they're prepping for the interview of the parents by the press, and she says, would we ask you a practice question? What's your favorite thing about Milo? What do you think of Peter's answer?
Well, they both have great answers. So her Peter's answer is, "I love it when he has nightmares because then I can go in and cuddle with him and make everything okay." And then she later says, "The thing I like most about Milo is it gets me away from you." I'm like, Jesus Christ. He's like a cute little kid.
He seems perfectly nice.
Yeah, it's like, come on. He's cute. He says adorable little things. He wanders around,
Yeah, now I understand the desire to have like a great conclusion to the mystery, and I get like they wanted a twist, and like this is a good one until you think about it for a minute and a half, right? It's like, oh, okay, like so how it plays out is you have two cars coming home from the hospital because they always discharge the new mothers after midnight when there's no traffic around, and one car apparently is coming from one direction to the intersection and the other's coming from another, and neither are paying attention, and they have this smashing accident. And of course, the first thing that come to mind is my kid's dead and there's a baby dying over there, and I certainly hope it's a boy. I got a 50% chance that it is. And I'm just going to take that kid. We're just going to swap it right out. And that's, I get like the big stakes and all that stuff there, and it's an interesting twist, but it's like it's so unrealistic.
Yeah.
You either had to go like super camp in order for it to fit in this story. I didn't find it as campy as everybody else did. I kind of read it as kind of straight, not fantastic, but again, that just like was sort of like, okay, super over the top, doesn't make any sense. And that she would figure it out because of the taste of Mr. Chips, and I heard a baby crying.
So, Kevin, that particular baby swap after the car situation plot point was definitely plagiarized from guess where?
Harlan Coben?
General Hospital.
Oh, General Hospital.
Literally the exact same story. Brad and his husband got a baby at the same time that Michael and Nell had their baby. They intersect. Brad's baby died in the backseat of Sid's or whatever. Then they have an accident. He just switches them out. And for a year, he's raising the wrong baby with his husband, Lucas. So, yeah, definitely plagiarized plot point. Definitely. Yeah. I like the point, though, that you made about them coming from opposite directions, even though they were coming from the same place.
Yeah, and there's no traffic forever.
Yeah,
and you hear a big crash and nobody's running. Yeah, he's got plenty of time to work out this plan.
Yeah.
Before anyone sees. So, how about instead you try CPR?
Yeah.
How about that instead, dickhead?
So, Laura, there is the, supposed payoff scene where the brother wheels on in to their house, and that's relevant because his brother Peter has been making him not use the wheelchair because that would make him a loser or some bullshit. And
I didn't get that one, but all right.
Oh yeah, there's something wrong. The wheelchair.
Don't use the wheelchair.
Yeah, don't use. Well, he's making him not use the wheelchair so that he'll be in pain, that he'll be needed. But essentially, he tells him, don't use the wheelchair because you're not trying, you loser or whatever. Anyway, so he comes in, he's wheeling around, he's super drunk, and everything comes out. Thoughts?
That was just, again, it was just another ridiculous theme, but it's yes, it all comes out. I mean, I'm glad that the Peter character finally got what was coming to him. And it was all happening right before the TV people were coming, right? Or somebody was on their way there.
As
and this
they
guy's
were there.
The inside edition, they were knocking on the door.
Yeah, and he's rolling around, he's smashing stuff, he's breaking stuff.
That TV crew would have been there 3 hours ahead of time setting up lights.
They would have been looking through the windows.
Oh, yeah.
And then you've got Carrie sneaking in through the back, like basically like the shit hits the fan here. And it's just like everything that can smash or get broken gets broken. The truth comes out. Peter's unmasked as not only doing this, but also, you know, at that point he's not unmasked in terms of paying the ransom and going to get the kid. But, you know, he's the one who is responsible for the brother's accident, and the sister had always blamed herself. And then there's a scene that I actually was a little disappointed because they go up the stairs and like Marissa's at the top of the stairs and he's like, you know, I just did this to protect Milo. And I was waiting for her to say, and I just did this to protect Milo and push him down the stairs.
That would've
but
been neat.
no,
Yeah.
we have to have an even more elaborate, insane, over-the-top thing.
A totally predictable one, right, Toby?
Totally
with
predictable.
Chekhov's Kikkoman.
Yeah, the whole as soon as she said he's got a terrible soy allergy, I'm like, all right,
There you
it's coming.
No reason to mention that.
The
Yeah.
other thing about that payoff scene, if somebody's child is missing and has been missing for like 4 days or something, is that really the best time to like tell them to come clean about some other shit that's going on in their life? It's like, just fucking put it off for a couple weeks until the kid comes back. Like, you don't have to like pile onto this guy at that time just because you happen to find it out. And the other thing is the idea that these news people are going to come in and supposedly to interview, but now it's a fucking mess. But they're news people. Like, you don't want them to see the mess, right? And that could have been played for so much suspense. They don't even like bother even trying to explain it. They're like, oh, they're here.
And at that very moment, they get the phone call that Milo has been returned.
And it's just, you know, it's like, well, you just blew any chance you had for like them like trying to pull themselves together in the face of all this stuff and like news people and everything. It's like, oh, well, I guess Milo's back and you just go and get him. It was oh God, so stupid.
Well, that wasn't the only problem. You're right. There was a good opportunity there to build in some suspense or whatever. But when Milo comes back, for me, I think the series kind of falls apart because the urgency is gone. It's not really balanced to have this happen like in the middle of the series.
Keep that kid kidnapped.
Yeah, but you know, it's like, okay, well, now we're just afraid of Carrie, and here, like, bodies are piling up. And I understand the artistic logic of writing it that way, but for some reason, the murderous rampage doesn't build the suspense. It doesn't really kind of hold us. And I mean, I always thought that whole episode with, you know, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf event here, like, just didn't do it for me. I thought we could skip this and get back to the mystery. And then when we got back to the mystery, they basically punted. And so that's when it fell apart for me. So I thought then it kind of became very mid.
There's nothing lazier than spending an entire episode being like, oh, by the way, this is what actually happened. Like, the characters are not going to be able to figure this shit out. So we're just going to show it to you. And then we're going to get back to like the rest of the show. It's so lazy. And then at the end, like the detective like puts together some like random clues and like kind of figures out what it is. But you know, part of the idea behind these shows is that you're watching somebody figure out what's going on, not finding out what's going on, and then later have the guy piece together a few of those clues and then tell somebody else about it. I mean, it was just kind of weird. It was like, why are you doing it this way? And I think this may be even more true in books, but it's like, what do the characters know and what does the reader know? And that's always something that you're trying, you need to be very intentional about. And in this case, it was like they kind of had it going pretty well until the second to last episode. And then it's like, okay, well, now you can hear everything, even though the characters are not going to be clued in on this. And even at the end, it's like the cop kind of has an idea, but none of the other characters, I think, really have much of a sense other than they just figure out that Milo's not really Sarah Snook's. And to be honest, she doesn't really give a shit because she just goes on pretending that he's her kid.
I did like the spread at that memorial service, though.
Same.
Yeah.
Deadly dumplings and all.
Deadly dumplings and all.
I was like, that's a nice layout right there.
Hey, she took a chance that nobody else at that funeral had an EpiPen.
Yeah.
Like that whole scene could have been over just like that.
That's true.
It was like, oh no, I'm allergic to shellfish. Blah, you know.
That would have been actually a better ending, Kevin. I wish you had been in that writer's room.
Yeah.
Just be like, fuck. She ends up going to jail for the rest of her life and he raises Milo by himself.
Oh.
That would have been an awesome end.
That would have been a better ending.
Hey, everybody, it's Rob Lowe here. If you haven't heard, I have a podcast that's called Literally with Rob Lowe. And basically, it's conversations I've had that really make you feel like you're pulling up a chair at an intimate dinner between myself and people that I admire, like Aaron Sorkin or Tiffany Haddish, Demi Moore, Chris Pratt, Michael J. Fox. There are new episodes out every Thursday. So subscribe, please, and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Planning a trip this year? Travel smarter and connect deeper by learning the local language with Rosetta Stone. With over 30 years of experience, Rosetta Stone's immersive, intuitive method helps you live the language, not just memorize it. Choose from over 25 languages, including Spanish, French, Japanese, and more. Their true accent speech recognition technology gives real-time feedback to help perfect your pronunciation. No translations, just natural learning that builds from words to phrases to full conversations. Whether you have 5 minutes or an hour, you can learn anytime on desktop or mobile. Get a lifetime membership and unlock all 25 languages. Learn as much as you want, whenever you want. Rosetta Stone. Learn confidently. Connect authentically. Don't wait. Unlock your language learning potential now. Listeners can grab Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. That's unlimited access to 25 language courses for life. Visit rosettastone.com/pod50 to get started and claim your 50% off today. Don't miss out. Go to rosettastone.com/pod50 and start learning today.
Come to DSW for the shoes, stay for the fun. Because, let's be honest, if shoe shopping isn't fun, are you even doing it right? So go ahead, try something new. Try something different. Good different. Try something that feels like you. You know, the real you. And then definitely brag about it later. Because at DSW, you've got unlimited freedom to play. Find the shoes that get you at prices that get your budget at DSW stores or at DSW.com. Let us surprise you.
A BetterHelp ad. The holidays are a time of traditions, like making your grandmother's pudding recipe or watching that movie you've seen 1,000 times. Incorporating therapy into your life can help you take time for yourself during what can be a joyful but sometimes tough time of year. And by caring for yourself, you can show up more for the important moments. This December, start a new tradition by taking care of you. Visit BetterHelp.com today for 10% off.
Let's do what we do. Let's let our listeners know, should they check out All Her Fault on Peacock? Laura Bricker, thumbs up or thumbs down for All Her Fault?
I'm a thumbs down on this. I was going to be a mild thumbs down, but the more I kept talking about it, the more I realized I really just didn't like this show. This just adds to sort of this genre that I'm calling suburban mom suspense. It starts off with a bang. There's an inciting event that seems very exciting, and I think, ooh, this has potential to be very suspenseful and interesting. But then pretty soon, to me, the demographic of the audience was clear, and it wasn't me. I'm kind of over this genre unless there's something new and exciting. And I feel like in this particular show, they had great actors on the show. It was the writing for me. And I know it's based on a book. I think maybe in book format, I wouldn't have hated it so much. It just felt so over the top with the plot in this show that I'm like, of course this is happening now. And I could telegraph what was happening next. I'm like, this is just freaking ridiculous. And as it got to the end, and there's some reveals at the end, I just felt like it was really reaching a point that I couldn't even suspend disbelief because it was just stupid. And I just didn't like that. And I think the other part of this that frustrated me was I think this was trying to kind of make a point about, you know, All Her Fault, how working mothers are sort of looked at differently. And some of this was just hit me over the head with the hammer instead of portraying things in a subtle way where I actually might take the message away. So it was just too much for me. So this is a thumbs down.
Toby Ball.
Yeah, I'm a big thumbs down. You know, I'm completely down for a show about sort of the more subtle inequalities and expectations for women versus expectations for men, both within the marriage and through society and all this stuff. I mean, that's all, I think, really good subject for, you know, good fiction or good TV shows. This was not it. This is like kind of watching the Bugs Bunny version of that and trying to like draw conclusions about society. What's weird is that the acting is strangely good for a show that's written so badly and is kind of, in my mind, just in so many ways nonsensical the big mystery in this whole thing is how did they get these people to act in this thing if they actually saw the script ahead of time? Anyway, beyond the acting, I thought it was just really, really poor. I thought it was poorly written. I thought the characters were poorly drawn. I don't think they played fair with the audience on a number of fronts. I liked the first 3 episodes. I was like, oh, this is going to be pretty good. And then it just freaking nosedived for me. So anyway, this all adds up to not being on my top 10 list at the end of the year for television shows.
Kevin Flynn, what are your thoughts on All Her Fault?
Well, I think this is your fault for making me watch this.
Hey now.
No, look, I liked the first couple of episodes, but then it kind of went off. So I didn't like this, but I have to just go sideways just for the fact that there are a couple of good performances. I did appreciate the themes, and I thought the ways that they put women in situations where not just like the stereotypical, you chose to, be a working mom, and so you should feel guilty about it. But in all sorts of other ways, the venial sins of being a person in this mystery, that all of the little ways that people contribute end up being, blown up and made to feel bad. That stuff, wasn't subtle, but I kind of appreciated it. But as far as like the crime, the whole propulsive nature of the first couple of episodes died in the middle when there's this, sort of big plot twist, and it just ended up being sort of silly at the end. So while there are some good elements to it, I can't completely give it a thumbs down, but I'm not really telling folks, and I understand why some people really liked it, but for me, I'm just going to stay right at sideways.
Yeah, I'm sideways too. This is not as good as The Perfect Couple, which is also in the genre of crazy rich white people. I blame White Lotus for all of this, by the way.
Is it all their fault?
Well, White Lotus, there's always been media about rich white people. Like everybody on TV has an inexplicable amount of money because it takes that stressor off the table and they can do other things with characters. It's one of the reasons why they do it. It's also aspirational. But what White Lotus kind of made, really popular is this dysfunctional rich white people with complex dysfunctional relationships. And now you can pitch, I think, anything. It's White Lotus meets Harlan Coben. It's White Lotus meets, whatever The Perfect Couple thing was. And then they're able to cast great people because they know it's going to sell. Also, I think Sarah Snook probably did this because it was filmed in Australia. And I think she had just had her baby and it was probably nice for her to be home. That's just a guess. But this would be, in my opinion, you're going to think I'm nuts. Why I would give this a thumbs up if it didn't have all the aesthetics of a Lifetime movie. It really did. Like the music, the, weird art direction, and especially in Sarah Snook's house, really over the top, like somebody watched 12 hours of HGTV and did every single idea in the house. And didn't feel like anything close to a real place. And I found out later it's because it was filmed in Australia pretending to be Chicago, which is sort of explains some of the discordance. But I like cheesy, campy things, especially when Kevin and I watched the whole thing and we were not dreading watching the next episode. We just turned them right on and kept watching it. So It's very watchable and people are talking about it. For that reason, I think it's really fun and the performances are great. But it's got all of these Lifetime movie aesthetics. And nothing's wrong with Lifetime movies if you love them. But when you watch a Lifetime movie, you're sitting down to watch a Lifetime movie. And when you sit down and watch something with Sarah Snook in it, that's not what you expect. So aesthetics, discordant with intent. And for me, that was the main reason why I can't give it a thumbs up. All right, that's going to do it for us. But before we go, Laura Bricker, do we have a cat of the week this week?
We do. We have a cat of the week that's also sort of a crime of the week this week.
Really?
Roller the kitten flooded the Perfect Bean Cat Cafe in Virginia, and the cafe is now closed for the rest of the year to repair. So this kitten basically, it sounds like, got into some sort of a tug of war with a towel in the cat litter room and accidentally turned on a sink faucet. And they described it as a series of freak accidents that caused major flooding. Roller's a very cute little black and white tuxedo cat. And also, this is my favorite part, it's still up for adoption on their website.
Oh, Roller.
So if you want to adopt Roller, this is what it says about Roller the kitten, who currently needs a home and preferably one where he can't access your sink. Hi, my name is Roll the Dice. I'm a 5-month-old black and white kitten. My friends call me Roller because I'm just that cool. I'm quiet and observant. My foster mom says I'm too smart for my own good because I'm always looking around, assessing my surroundings.
So he's an asshole.
This makes me a good hunter because once I'm ready, others never see me coming. Like the faucet. I do the same with toys and study of them before playing. Then I go wild, batting them around and chasing them. When I'm not doing that, I love curling up with my foster mom and loving on her. I'm good with other cats and kittens, and I haven't been introduced to dogs or small children yet. So Roller is currently up for adoption on their website, and that poor rescue is now doing like a GoFundMe to get back up and going after Roller flooded the entire place.
I will say our friend Katie Brown, who also has opened a kitty cafe in Iowa City where she lives, she's had so many issues with flooding there too. Not cat related, but it's been really something to see on social media. Very unfortunate, the flooding. All right, Laura Bricker, if folks want to reach out to you and say hi, how can they find you online?
You can find me at Laura Bricker on Instagram and Blue Sky.
So Toby Ball, you live in Valencia, Spain, but you also can be found online. How about you?
At TobyBall NH on Blue Sky and at TobyBall603 on Instagram.
Are you going to change the NH and the 603 on those handles?
Hell no.
You even got rid of a certain thing in your email address. So
you can take the boy out of New
That's
Hampshire.
right,
you can't take New Hampshire out of the boy.
Kevin Flynn, how can you be found?
I'm at Kevin P. Flynn.
I'm everywhere at Reb Lavoie, Instagram, X, etc. But you should follow the show everywhere. If you like, subscribe, engage with our content, share it with friends, repost it, etc. It really helps the algorithm push us up to the top and helps people discover our podcast. And also, I would ask you to tell a friend about the podcast if you like it. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/partnersincrimemedia. Our theme song was composed and performed by Ty Gibbons, and our editor is the terrific Livy Burdett. The EP of this show is Kevin. This show was recorded in the Caitlin Rogers Project Studio, also known as Studio C, the closet in our New Hampshire basement, where we also keep our expired EpiPens. On behalf of all the crime writers, thanks so much for listening. We will catch you later.
On Monday, we're going to talk about a new podcast called The Peacemaker.
All right. Looking forward to that. What's that about? The Peacemaker?
Just stop asking me that. I haven't listened to it yet. I just... Okay.
All right.
How about it's a true crime podcast?
Partners in Crime Media.
Hey, everybody. It's Rob Lowe here. If you haven't heard, I have a podcast that's called Literally with Rob Lowe. And basically, it's conversations I've had that really make you feel like you're pulling up a chair at an intimate dinner between myself and people that I admire, like Aaron Sorkin or Tiffany Haddish, Demi Moore, Chris Pratt, Michael J. Fox. There are new episodes out every Thursday. So subscribe, please, and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Come to DSW for the shoes, stay for the fun. Because, let's be honest, if shoe shopping isn't fun, are you even doing it right? So go ahead, try something new. Try something different. Good different. Try something that feels like you. You know, the real you. And then definitely brag about it later. Because at DSW, you've got unlimited freedom to play. Find the shoes that get you at prices that get your budget at DSW stores or at DSW.com. Let us surprise you.